Vrabel would be on the scout team.
Oh boy,
Oh yeah, and Vrabel, you gotta get Vrabel on
I
this.
know. What? Give me some good Vrabel stuff.
Oh, Vrabel was awesome. Vrabel would be like, he would play safety on the scout team. And if he ever picked Tom off, he would take the ball into the backfield and just spike it like right next to where Tom was standing. And nothing pissed Tom off. And they're like best friends, so nothing pissed him off more than that. And Vrabel would just be like, he would line up down in there. We'd be playing the Steelers. So he would be playing Palomalu. So he'd get down in there in the A gap, and Tom would be like, Mike, they don't do that. And Mike would go, Palomalu does it. Troy's going to do it on Sundays. I promise you that. Like, it would be like just back
Antagonizing
and forth, just antagonizing him. Oh, it was awesome, man. That was when practice was cool.
Let's just pause for one moment.
Why was it Braves there?
First of all, why was the best roaster I've ever been around in my life? As you know, war awards with him, you're losing.
Oh yeah.
And I mean, and I can hold my own in a storm, but that cat, he's coming. He's a tidal wave of emotions.
It's probably on purpose. He didn't want to cry. Tom didn't want to cry.
Hey, because you know how many times Vrabel would have Tommy Boy on tilt during practice? Every time. I mean, he got in his shit. It was funny. So, but I will say this, props to you. Last night was phenomenal, and you absolutely crushed it. And I'm not going to lie to you, man. I was a little nervous for all you guys. It was live on Netflix,
It was
man.
live.
Like,
It
no
was
joke.
a big ass crowd.
Yeah, man. You didn't even stretch. I didn't no pregame routine. I didn't see you take an energy shake. Just nailed it. But that was awesome. But Vrabel is the best I've ever been around, man. And the fact that he wasn't there, that's crazy.
And like hard shots.
There weren't a whole lot of punches
ever
pulled.
said to Tom.
Oh man, he went at him with everything, man. There was nothing sacred to Vrabel for any reason. I will tell you this: one of the favorite lines I ever heard Vrabel say that was directed towards me is we had a stag night to raise money for the Light Foundation in my hometown, right? And we stopped doing it because I thought, man, there's going to be a lot of kids born in my little hometown that don't belong to these daddies.
Yeah.
And so I was like, we're going to – and I'm telling you, it became a little crazy. But Vrabel would come in town with all these other guys. We had A.J. Hawk when he was at Ohio State and younger cats too, right? And the mayor of my little town – now you got to think Mayberry, right? And he gets up and he has this proclamation where he's going to make it Matt Light Day, right? And he stumbles on some words – an hour later, Vrabel gets up and we're having an auction, and he's like, "Hey!" And when he gets the mic, man, it's gonna be profound and it's gonna be hilarious. He stops everything and he goes, "Listen, I'll give anybody $1,000 right now if they can get the mayor to spell matriculate," because he tried using that in a sentence and he stumbled over it. And in real time, man, it was really uncomfortable, but nobody said nothing. An hour later, Vrabel has it up there on the auction block. I'll give you $1,000 if you can get the mayor of Greenville to spell matriculate. And we lost it. But that's our boy, man. That's a funny man.
We haven't had you on since Vrabes became head coach.
That's right. And here we have the game we're going to talk about, Super Bowl 38. Coach Mike Vrabel, strip sack and caught a touchdown pass.
Strip sack and caught a touchdown pass.
Okay. No, I mean, that's the good chance it'll be a long time for somebody else plays in the Super Bowl and has a strip sack and catches a touchdown pass.
Long time. It'll be. Now, what are your thoughts on how Coach will be as a coach?
What I remember, of course, about Mike was when we went defense, when it was the defensive show team out there for the offense, Mike played weak safety, and that was his position. If anybody else had gone out there and said, "I'm playing weak safety," Mike would have said, "Get the F out of here."
Yeah.
So he loved the running commentary on football. You could tell that Mike was totally into football, and I will say, some players you can tell if he wants to coach, he'll be a good coach. The question is, does he want to work the hours? Because it's not, if you're a player, you're getting the beating and all, but at least at the end of the day, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday at 5 o'clock, you can go home. For coaches, you're going to be there at 11 o'clock getting ready for the next day. Some guys just say, look, I love football. I really don't want to be here at 11 o'clock every night. Like Ryan Wendell. I knew Wendy'd be a good coach. He's at Buffalo. So I went over to him. We played.
He's at LA now.
Well, he started at Buffalo.
Yeah.
And I went, "Oh, Wendy, how you liking this coaching?" And he says, "I love it." So if you actually, I know he knows the football. If he likes, actually doing it, he'll be a really good coach. Other guys, I don't, if you're coaching, You get up in the morning, your wife's asleep. You come back at night, she's asleep. I mean, it's the old Vince Lombardi thing with his wife Marie and coaching. On Monday through Wednesday, we don't talk. On Thursday, we say hello. But Friday, he's actually civil. I mean, during the season, and that part of it for coaches has not changed at all. It's like somebody asked me, well, what do coaches do? Hey, the best book ever written on the subject was Vince Lombardi's book, Run the Daylight. It's minute-to-minute account of him going through a big game, in 1962. Now, and it's okay. So he used 16mm film. They used tape, but getting the team ready to play, it's the same thing. It has not. It is not. Maybe a couple plays are different, but the process for a coach hasn't changed.
It hasn't. So So is Vrabel putting the hours in?
Knowing him, I'm sure he is.
I'm excited for them because you usually do take the personality of your head coach,
right? And it takes. You take it, and it's not something you do in one off season or one training camp. I mean, you got to go through some.
And he's done that though in Tennessee. I mean, he has a resume. This guy.
No, he did a good. No question. I mean, he had. But I mean, as far as he did it at Tennessee, but you come in the Patriots, new bunch of guys, you start all over.
Yeah.
There's no anything he did at Tennessee. That's ancient history. Just like anything that the Patriots did when Mike was a player. That's ancient history.
Yeah.
Here's a funny thing too, because I remember early on, Bill used to show the linebackers, talk about the linebackers, and then show like Giants film.
Yeah.
And I remember Vrabel came out one time to practice dressed in Giants gear. They're just like, are you effing happy now? Because Vrabel could do stuff. And Vrabel more than anybody pushed across the line where it got uncomfortable sometimes. Like, Vrabes might have gone too far that time, right? Vrabel's one of a kind that way. He did it with Tommy
all the time.
But he did it with Bill sometimes. Like, you may not have wanted to go there.
He's a vicious Matt Light.
That's
because Matt Light will get you uncomfortable in a jokingly fun way. Vrabel will just go through your throat. He'll fucking come straight for your throat. He'll talk about anything, any means necessary, wife, kids, fucking mom, dad. He doesn't care.
And then no remorse afterwards.
Zero. What? Guys, it's football. It's fucking football. Grow sack.
Oh my gosh. But that's part, and that's the thing is he would do things and say things. And here's the thing. I remember talking when Vrabel was coming out and getting to know a little bit. You know who his college roommate was? Luke Fickell.
Yeah.
Oh. And Luke was like this epic wrestler. But Vrabel was, so there were these stories when you talk to the people at Ohio State, there were these epic stories of wrestling matches and fights that Vrabel, like two brothers would have, where they're like destroying dorm rooms and just to the death.
Oh my God.
But that's Vrabel.
That's full Vrabel. Fucking Vrabes. We got to get him on here.
Got to. Oh my gosh.
Let's get on Mike Vrabel.
Mike Vrabel, ladies
Hit the
and
clock.
gentlemen. Hey, Jules, what's the first thing you think of when you hear the name Mike Vrabel?
First thing that comes to my mind is just a tough guy. He's just a tough.
How tough?
And actually, the first thing that comes to my mind is an asshole. Asshole. Because
a tough asshole.
A tough asshole.
Okay, there we go.
We never played with Vrabes, but because of how legendary he
We've
was.
only heard stories.
The stories were always about like three people: Vrabel, Brewski, and Izzo. And like Vrabes was always at the helm of these crazy stories that just floated around the Patriots locker room. Busting balls, that comes to my head. Like you always kind of remember hearing how Vrabes would get on to Brady and Brady would get on Vrabes and those wars at practice. What's the first thing that comes to your mind?
A tough SOB, a football player.
Mm-hmm.
A a guy that has knowledge of the game as a player and as a coach. And he's from Ohio. And let me tell you, Ohio football is underrated. And you learn a lot about, football and who you are, as a person as well when you grow up in the state of Ohio. How do I know that? Because I played my senior year in Pittsburgh, and Pittsburgh was a big rival. Just the state of Pennsylvania was a big rival to the state of Ohio. And then you got the Pittsburgh versus Ohio, whatever that, all-star game
There's an
was.
all-star game, yeah.
And just have, just our
Tough people.
tough players
Roots.
come out of the state of Ohio and Pennsylvania. They're very similar. They're kind of underrated compared to, you always hear about Florida, California, Texas. Oh, that's where all the stars come
Georgia.
from. But all the tough guys come from, the upper east, in the U.S., like Ohio, Pennsylvania, New York. But he's a football guy, football legend.
Wait a minute. Did you just try to throw New York football?
Yeah, I threw New York in
Did you
there.
just try to sneakily throw New York football in
I
to
did.
tough guys?
Yeah, because I'm from Buffalo, and I went to, like I said, I went to Pittsburgh.
I'll let that
and
slide.
To Woodland
I'll let
Hills
that
my
slide.
senior year. But yeah, Buffalo, they got some tough SOBs here. I'm telling you, they got me, they got my brother who played in the NFL, my other brother who played in the NFL too, and yeah, we're rolling, baby, we're rolling. But
Freaking Vrabes.
what stands out to me when we were talking about him the other day, though, is how he was drafted in the 3rd round to the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yeah.
When you told me that fact, and it was kind of shocking to me because I thought he was a New England Patriot from day one because of just all the stories that you heard about him, just the way that he played the game when he was in New England and what he did for, the Patriots as well. So I had absolutely no clue that he got drafted to the Steelers. Can you tell me how that happened as well, how he got to New England? Because you kind of were telling me a little bit about
Well, he was a
that too.
teamer. I mean, he played at Pittsburgh. I think he was drafted in 97, was a special teamer. And then I think once he became a free agent, Bill really wanted him or something. Was that it? Yeah, so
Why does Bill have this nag of just finding these white dudes that just want to play football, just work hard, and they're not so good at the moment? And then he just blossoms
Just
them. I think there's
versatile
a guy
guys.
sitting next to me like that.
I
And
mean,
me too, kind of.
that's his project. Ninkovich.
Ninko.
Ninkovich was a long snapper.
Welker in Miami. I mean, what was he? Just kind of a punt returner? in
Yeah, but I
Miami
think
at the
he had
moment?
70 catches.
Oh,
he
yeah.
had a big year. He had
Yeah,
a
he
big
did.
year at Miami.
Not like a huge year like he had in New England for all those years, but he had a decent, solid year in Miami.
No, but yeah, Mike was the guy that Bill always used to reference. Like, you think you're smart. You're not no Vrabel. Like, and that's when you know someone's a smart football player is when Bill's referencing him in motherfucking you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like that was always kind of like one thing that stuck out. And then just hearing from like Jimmy Whalen, the training staff, on how Vrabel was in the locker room, like held court. It was like him and Willie Mack and Brew. Like there was like the holy trinity of guys that everyone had to walk through that kept everyone accountable. And I'm really, I'm pretty excited. I'm excited for this new generation of Patriots. Now, with that said, I still think the whole Mayo situation, that he got the short end of the stick on this. And I feel terrible for him. And I think he's going to do well. But, like, that really wasn't set up to really succeed.
Not at all. I think it was a little bit unfair, but shout out to Mayo because he's a great coach. He knows the game of football tremendously. And, I just think that it wasn't set up properly for him. And I feel like he's going to have some success in the future, with another organization and possibly be another head coach down the road, once he gets his foot back on the gas pedal.
But Vrabel coming in now, like, all this stuff that you hear, keeping guys accountable, like, he's going to be the first to do it. And he can get away with saying things to guys the way he says it because he did it. He played it, and he's just as smart as the guys that coached him at it.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, when you have all those things, and he's a burly motherfucker. Like, he's a big man. When you shake his hands wrap to your wrist. He's got big-ass hands. He's a
Strength.
Man strength. I still think he got 4 or 6 plays in him.
Mm-hmm.
You think he could play right now?
like
4
you
or 6
said,
plays.
Yeah, 4 to 6 plays. Like you know that offensive package the New England Patriots had for him. And talking about that offensive package, I think he had 10 catches his whole entire career for 10 touchdowns. So
What
his
a
ratio
catch
from
to-
catch to TD is 100%, best
That's
of
insane.
all time.
Insane.
And that's just how smart of a player he was, is that he knew how to get open on the offensive side of the ball, and then on top of it, on the defense side of the ball. I mean, just creative and just how good he was, just knowing the game.
You know what makes me so sad though?
What's sad?
Because
Jules? What makes you sad? Now you're making me sad.
No, it makes me sad because we always hear about the stories about Brady when he was like the young guy on the team, and how Vrabel and Bruschi and all these guys used to like motherfuck him, and it was
And
it was
pick-
a complete
and picked on Tom.
and picked on him. It was a completely different Tom that we played with. So like like you couldn't. There was only a couple guys that really could jaw with Tom. But everyone was so scared to do it. And Tom would be hungry to jaw with people, like talk shit. But like everyone was so scared to talk shit to Tom because he was already Tom by then. You know, like it almost makes me like, man, I wish we got to see him in those early stages where you were more kind of part of the boys instead of him being like the older brother guy figure. You understand?
And Vrabel was like that older brother figure to Tom.
Yeah.
And we didn't get to see any of that. We got to see the Tom where he was our older brother. And it would have been amazing to be a part of that crew. But we were just the second, era of the New England Patriots. But there were so many times, like you said, in the training room and the coaches that were around Vrabel, like, oh, you would have loved the guy so much. You would have loved to play with him.
Yeah.
He gives it his all out on the field. I mean, he's a guy that you want to be friends with as well in the locker room because he's just fun to be around, but also at the same time, he's going to go all out for you out on the field. I mean, he was a grinder. Yeah, I mean, gritty, great size as a player, and he was an inside-outside threat as a player out there, out in the field. And I think that's why Bill loved him so much, because how versatile he was. A special teamer, he could play inside backer and outside backer. And when Bill gets a guy like that, he utilizes their skill in so many different aspects of the game, and he makes you a player, and he blossoms you like no other. And that's why Bill loves those type of guys when he can get them in free agency.
1000%. Think about it. Like, he's played on every phase of the game at a high level in an important game. He's been a teamer. So, like, when he's addressing the team and he's watching fucking the film or having like a highlight thing that he's probably presenting the team, he can break down guy for guy because he's done it at the pro level. On defense, he knows everything about defense because he basically was in the school of doctorates on the defense through Belichick, learning through him, and then actually being on the field and experiencing it is another way he gets to coach guys. And then in offense, like, yeah, he was on a package or two, but I remember going and going on the other side of the ball when I had to play corner. Like, even being in those meeting rooms for the little amount of time that I was, it opened up my mind so differently on how I thought about offense when I went back to offense and how I was attacking the defense. He's done that on offense. So, like, he can break down the whole game, and he's a masculine figure that's going to make you do it right. And if you don't, he's going to motherfucker you, get rid of you. He's going to make people accountable. That's how it was. The Patriot way, that it was developed through these guys.
I mean, and just talking about his knowledge of the game and just the mastermind he has within the rule book of the NFL as well. Remember in the 2019 playoffs, Vrabel intentionally took a 12-man on the field penalty just to keep Brady off of the field. I mean, he kind of outplayed Belichick in that situation because Belichick was the master of knowing the rules inside and out and using that to his advantage. And this is a time when Vrabel used it to his advantage, and it was against the mastermind, Coach Belichick. So
I learned
pretty incredible by him to do that.
I learned about that little mastermind bullshit is when we went to the Kentucky Derby one year, and he was my handicapper for the horses, and I made like 20 grand. Like, Vrabel loves like that kind of shit. We were sitting there, and I have no clue on how to gamble these horses, and Vrabes is over here, got his dip in. I think he had a cigarette, maybe a shot or two in him. And he's fucking
cigarette.
Yeah, he was smoking cigs with the dip in. I'm not joking. Cigs with the
I
dip.
think I love this guy now.
And we go to the little thing where you have to put your shit in. And I'm like, Raves, what do I do? He's like, don't worry, Edelman, I got you. You know, he fucking puts them on there. We hit a 3-thing parlay or something. He's just a smart guy. He's a smart guy that like can beat you up.
What's the biggest thing in year one that he has to emphasize in New England? What do you think, Jules?
Well, you got to get some linemen.
Mm-hmm.
You got to
Good
get some
point.
linemen.
It's a good point right there.
They got a whole lot of money to spend. Now, knowing Mike through the years that I've known him, I'm sure he took this job knowing that he is going to be able to spend some money.
He's in a great situation heading into his first year. Obviously, he's got Drake May, who's an unbelievable quarterback. He's going to develop him to best of his potential, no doubt about that.
Who's he bringing in on OC?
I would say Josh McDaniels. I would love to see Josh McDaniels go there, but he has to go through the whole process. Maybe he has a guy or two out there that he's thinking about bringing in, but he's going through all that hiring process, interviewing.
I think that would be great.
But Josh McDaniels would be the best fit.
Because Josh ain't going anywhere.
He ain't.
And he loves it there.
I believe Josh is one of the best offensive coordinators in the league as well. I mean, he knows how to develop players. He helped develop
me,
Tom. He developed you, developed
Tom.
me, put me in the right situations all the time when I was in New England. Knows how to relate to guys as well, which is really good. I mean, you need that, with these young bucks these days.
I mean, he
made
made Mac Jones a Pro Bowler
in his rookie year, then he left, and then ain't no Pro Bowler from there on out.
No, there hasn't been.
I'll contribute all that to most of that to McDaniels. McDee's. I like that name. I never heard that.
I don't know.
What about Vrabel? He took Ryan Tannehill out of Miami. Everyone thought he was going to be out of the league, and he basically made him into a Pro Bowler.
Yeah.
Basically got the #1 seed in the playoffs and almost made the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
A couple years with him too. So he knows how to develop quarterbacks. He knows how to get the best out of guys because he brings that type of energy, on the field, in the meeting rooms to get the best out of players. And that's why I hear about Vrabel, and that's why people love playing for him out of the guys that I know in Tennessee.
I think you just feel safe when you're around him. I feel safe.
I feel
like whenever we hang out, we've gone out and done things together, I just feel safe.
Mm-hmm.
He's just burly. He's also got the wit and like the strategy to like if some shit were to happen in like a bar or something, like he'd know an escape route, maybe take down like 7-8 people himself, and then get us like. You just feel safe with a guy like Vrabel.
He's the guy you want your daughter to marry, I feel.
I don't know about that.
Oh, all right. Well, I like when you're saying you feel safe around him. I mean, you want your daughter to marry someone that she feels safe around. So you tricked me there, Jules.
Man, I'm excited for him. I'm sad for Mayo. This is really like one of those things where it's like a divorce. This is I can't. New England keeps on putting him in these goddamn divorces. I feel like a kid that's had like 5 divorced parents.
What can you explain more?
Well, when Bill Brady, that divorce.
Oh, yeah.
Now, Mayo, freaking Vrabes, that divorce. There's like fucking hella, because we're all like intertwined and it's kind of like incestual.
You're kind of like the redheaded stepchild that's just been there throughout the whole time. That's just takes all the beatings.
Yeah.
But in the end, you're going to still be standing there.
Make it tough.
It does make you tough.
Makes you tough. Man.
And that's why you're the toughest guy I know, Jules.
Also, I'd be crazy to say that, yeah, our last game with Tom Brady, Vrabel beat us.
That's why Vrabel's back.
That's why he's back.
If he didn't win
and
that
I have
game,
his cleats over there.
If he didn't win that game, he might not be back. He might not be the head coach of the New England Patriots.
Yeah, maybe he wouldn't. Because maybe he
sent Tom Brady packing in his last game as a New England Patriot.
That's probably his greatest, like.
That's probably what he
Vrabes,
said. The first line in the interview.
Did he say that?
No, I'm just saying I would. But hey, Mr. Kraft, who sent Tom packing?
I bet you he said that.
I did.
Hire
me now.
Vrabes has no filter where he probably would say shit like that. He's the only player to have 2 touchdowns and a sack in a game, offense and defense. I mean, his versatility.
Is there any other coach out there that you think could beat up Vrabel?
I think a good fight would be Dan Campbell and him.
Oh, that's a good point.
But
that's a good point.
I'm taking Vrabes because Vrabes DN.
Mm-hmm.
Campbell, he was a tight end.
Yeah. So what? What are you saying about tight ends, Jules? They're just not that tough. They're not as tough as D ends.
I mean,
I agree
you're
with
a
you.
one of one, bro.
I agree with you.
You're a
Tight
one of
ends ain't as tough as D ends. And D ends are beastly, man. D ends are huge. You got to be fearless as a
one.
D end.
D'Amico Ryans, he could be in there. They all say McDermott is like a wrestler.
He could
like a
be.
Iowa but I think Vrabes is a wrestler too. And Vrabes used to go against fucking Steve Neal all the time, which Steve Neal was world champion. So Vrabes already got a little in on that. So I think Vrabes is taking. It's just weight class on McDermott. He may have the skill technique, but Vrabel would swallow him. Oh shit! What kind of dude is Mike Vrabel?
I mean, he's a stud. No doubt about it. His football IQ's up there, the pedigree. He's also a wizard.
He does
Basically
look like
played every position.
he also has
on
the
the
best
field.
chin.
He does.
I mean, he's got the best chin in football, other than like the Coach Coward. Like
That's
he's
being a
taking
stud.
that
Having a nice chin's a stud.
1,000%. Like he looks like the Ohio guy. When you put Ohio guy in dictionary for like recruit, it's like big white guy, big chin, looks like Mustafa from fucking Beauty and the Beast. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I never seen Beauty and the Beast.
Or is that one?
So I don't know.
Gustav.
You know,
Gustav or something. Yeah.
never seen it.
Freak. I mean, he had like man strength. That's what everyone always talked about. His man strength. Dog.
that like-
He's definitely a dog.
No doubt.
He could be a
Locker
whiz,
room
though.
guy. I was thinking Wiz. I was going to go with Wiz. I mean, just how clutch he was in situations and just how knowledgeable he was in the
I wouldn't
defense
go
side of the
dudes,
ball.
dude.
And then
He's a
playing
dude's
offense.
dude. He's a dude's dude in Patriot world, like if in Bizarro world, which is not really like everywhere else, where like being an asshole and bullying is like being positive there. So you know what I mean? That's positive because it makes you accountable. So I wouldn't put him in the overall category of dudes do. I would go on 3. What do you think?
let's go on 3.
1, 2, 3.
Wiz.